Good evening and welcome to VTV News. I'm Sophie Jeong in for Quinton Hall.
And I'm Swathi Ganesh.
Some terrifying news from last weekend. Vanderbilt police received a report that a man sexually assaulted a female student in a residence hall Friday of last week. This is the fifth sexual assault reported since December. A security notice was sent to all students regarding the reported incident. If you or anyone you know ever needs assistance, please call Vanderbilt Police at 615-421-1911.
Wendy's may have great tasting food, but sometimes things aren't as great as they seem. Vandy students are demanding that Vanderbilt University cut all ties with Wendy's. Students from Vanderbilt and members in the Nashville community marched from Vanderbilt's campus to the Wendy's location on West End on March 18th. This march was the third stop on a 12-city tour conducted as part of the Boots and Braids campaign led by college students around the nation. The reason for the protest is due to Wendy's disrespect of farm worker human rights. The Boots and Braids protest will continue for the rest of this week, ending in Columbus, Ohio on Sunday.
While some Vanderbilt students were showing their passion for social rights in Nashville, some other Vandy students were showing their passion for music at Baltimore. Vanderbilt's Mary Grace Johnson and the Claudius Quartet won national honors at the 2016-2017 Music Teachers National Association National Competition. The competition was held March 17 to 20th in Baltimore. Mary Grace Johnson took first place in the strings category of the Young Artist Performance Competition. The Claudius Quartet took third place in the strings category of the Chamber Music Competition. Johnson is a senior majoring in violin performance and minoring in viola and baroque violin. The Claudius Quartet consists of violin performance majors Eliza Wong, Hisu Cha, and Rachel Haber, and cello performance majors Megan Long.
Former Vanderbilt football player Brandon Vandenburg appeal in court has been delayed. Vandenburg was found guilty in June 2013 for assisting in a gang rape of an unconscious woman. The hearing was scheduled for Wednesday, but the defense asked for a delay. He was sentenced to 17 years in prison in November. 3 other former Commodore football players have been indicted from the case. Vandenburg is currently in custody at Morgan County Correctional Complex near Kingston. A new date for the hearing has not been yet set.
Vanderbilt Student Government election has finally come to an end. At 12:30 p.m. yesterday, Jamie Cox and Ryan Connor were announced to be the president and vice president, respectively, of Vanderbilt Student Government next year. According to the announcement, Jamie and Ryan's campaign attracted votes from 62% of the student body population against their competitors Willow Brathwaite and Samuel Jansen. Some of the ideas from Jamie and Ryan's platform include a public project graveyard for students to reinvigorate old ideas, senators being required to update constituents at important events within the Senate, forming a team that creates a comprehensive and easily accessible student organization master calendar, and a complete separation of ACFE and VSG.
We may see an increase in the distribution of activity fees, but our research funding is on the verge of reduction. President Trump's recently released budget proposal drastically cuts university research funding. The plan suggests a $5.8 billion budget reduction, roughly a 20% cut. For Vanderbilt, this means severe reductions to federal research funding that touches nearly every aspect of the university, from engineering to religion. Last year, Vanderbilt University of Medicine received a $353 million in grants for research. Experts estimate that the budget proposal would result in the total output loss of $160 to $170 million, job loss, and the loss of about 300 higher education and medical research labs. Chancellor Nicholas Zeppos and Vanderbilt Medical Center President Jeff Balzer are pushing back against the budget. Zeppos says he plans to meet with Tennessee's congressional delegation. Regardless, university research leaders are preparing for the worst.
Vanderbilt freshmen are immersing themselves into the action. Immersion seminars, I-seminars for short, are a new series of courses that are being introduced to first-year students this semester. These courses differ from the traditional common seminars in that it involves a more immersive, hands-on experience for the students. Most of these immersive experiences involve out-of-classroom encounters, helping to prepare first-year students for experiences they might have in their later college careers or beyond college. Examples of immersive experiences could include a Blair recital, a senior honors thesis, internship, or a study abroad trip. Currently, around 70% of Vandy students do at least one of these things before graduation, but the goal is to get this percentage up to 100% for the class of 2022.
Those of us who do not live in Warren and Moore understand what a hassle it is simply trying to leave the building. Taking these concerns into account, students approach Vanderbilt's Project Safe with a complaint about the security swiping system in Warren and Moore College. Non-residents not only have to be swiped down to the main floor, but also are not able to exit the building without the help of a resident. The concern was that someone who experiences an uncomfortable or non-consensual encounter cannot quickly exit the residence hall for safety. After deliberation, the Office of Housing and Residential Education has decided not to change the card swiping abilities for next year because of a potential for an ill-intentioned person being able to enter the residence hall, which would compromise the safety of the residents. Now for this week's sports news, here's VTV News sports correspondent Madison Foglio.
Good evening, Vanderbilt. I'm Madison Foglio, here with your weekly sports update. Freshman lacrosse player Emily Mathewson was named the Big East Rookie of the Week after her stellar performance against Villanova. It was a homecoming for the freshman last weekend as the Commodores traveled to her home in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to play Big East rival Villanova. The freshman scored a career-high 5 goals in addition to having 3 assists, creating a momentum that would serve to lead the Commodores to prevail from a 5-goal deficit on 2 separate occasions. The Commodores, who are currently 4-3, return this Saturday for their second home game of the season against Big East rival Butler at 1 p.m. at the Vanderbilt Lacrosse Complex. We hope to see you there! Dual athlete phenom Simone Charleey makes history once again, receiving an invitation to the U.S. U23 national team. Coming off the placing 7th at the triple jump at the NCAA Track and Field Championships, Charleey is the first Commodore to be invited to the U23 soccer camp and the first athlete to be on both the U23 team and the North American, Central American, and the Caribbean Athletics Association U23 track team. The tournament takes place in Portland, Oregon from March 26th to April 1st and will feature the U23 team, Portland Thorns FC, the Chicago Red Stars, and the Houston Dash. We wish you the best of luck, Simone. Moving on to golf. Sophomore Patrick Martin was named SEC Men's Golfer of the Week after his fantastic performance in the Schinkel Invitational this Sunday in Statesboro, Georgia. This is Martin's first individual title. The Birmingham, Alabama native shot a 12 under par, 204, earning him the title and helping the Commodores team in total finish 3rd. Martin and the rest of the Commodores golf team will be back in action on March 31st through April 2nd at their own tournament, Mason Rudolph Championship at the Vanderbilt Legends Club in the South Course. Moving on to baseball. The Commodores defeated the Belmont Bruins 17-11 this past Wednesday night. Junior third baseman Will Toffee stole the show, scoring a career-best 6 runs in the victory. The Commodores, who are currently 14-8, return to conference play this Friday at Hawkins Field against Texas A&M at 6:30 p.m. That's all we have this week for sports. For more live updates, stats, and scores, please visit vucommodore.com. For VTV News, I'm Madison Foglio.
Thanks, Madison. Now for this week's weather, here's VTV News weather correspondent John Horzen.
What's up, Vandy? My name is John Horzen here with your 7-day forecast. In short, this week is going to be very gray and long. If Lemony Snicket got to control the weather for a week, well, that. Let's get into it. Friday's going to be cloudy with a high of 73 and a low of 59. Saturday is looking to be much the same, but it's going to be, storming. It'll stop raining by Sunday, but it will still be cloudy. Highs of 74, lows of 55. Monday will be storming again. High of 75, low of 56. Tuesday, for a change, will be raining. High of 71, low of 52. Wednesday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 76 and a low of 56. And to round out our news week, Thursday is going to be surprise cloudy. High of 75, low of 56. Forgive my singing. I hope you guys have a great week. For VTV News, I'm John Horzen.
That's all for tonight's broadcast. Thanks for watching VTV News. I'm Sophie Jeong.
And I'm Swathi Ganesh. Tune in next week for more top stories.